ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुन् श्रीयुतापतकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं स्वावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So nice. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Would you like me to read the verse and the purport, please?
Yes, please. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, verse 22. Isn't it, Prabhuji? 22.
Yes,
Can you hear
yes,
me?
Mataji, it's verse number 22.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Verse 22. Tasmad andam virajatye
Utendriya
bhutendriya tadhavyam atyagad vishvam gobhi surya ivatapam. So we do the word to word also, Prabhuji?
Please.
Thank you. Yasmat, from whom, andam, universal globe, virat, and the gigantic universal form. Jajne appeared, bhuta, elements, indriya, senses, guna, atmakaha, qualitative, tad, dravyam,
the
universal and the universal form, etc. Atyagat, surpassed, Vishvam, all the universes, Gobhihi, the rays, Suryaha, the sun, Eva, light, Atapan, the distributed rays and heat. Translation: from that personality of Godhead, all the universal globes and the universal form with all material elements, qualities, and senses are generated, yet he is aloof from such material manifestations, like the sun, which is separate from its rays and heat. Purport: the supreme truth has been ascertained in the previous verse as Purusha or the Purushottama, the supreme person. The absolute person is the Ishvara or the supreme controller by his different energies. The Ekapad Vibhuti manifestation of the material energy of the Lord is just like one of the many mistresses of the Lord, by whom the Lord is not so much attracted as indicated in the language of the Gita, Bhinna Prakriti. But the region of the Tripad Vibhuti, being a pure spiritual manifestation of the energy of the Lord, is, so to speak, more attractive to him. The Lord therefore generates the material manifestation by impregnating the material energy. And then within the manifestation, he expands himself as a gigantic form of the Vishwarupa. The Vishwarupa, as it was shown to Arjuna, is not the original form of the Lord. The original form of the Lord is the transcendental form of Purushottama, or Krishna himself. It is very nicely explained herein that he expands himself just like the sun. The sun expands itself by its terrible heat and rays, yet the sun is always aloof from such rays and heat. The impersonalist takes into consideration the rays of the Lord without any information of the tangible, transcendental, eternal form of the Lord, known as Krishna. Therefore, Krishna, in his supreme personal form, with 2 hands and flutes, is bewildering for the impersonalist, who can accommodate only the gigantic Vishwarupa of the Lord. They should know that the rays of the sun are secondary to the sun. And similarly, the impersonal gigantic form of the Lord is also secondary to the personal form as Purushottama. The Brahma Samhita 5.37 confirms this statement as follows. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibha Vitabe Tabirya Eva Nidarupa Jaya Kalabhihi Goloka Eva Nivasati Akilasma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Samaham Bhajami. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the one who enlivens the senses of everyone by his personal bodily rays, resides in his transcendental abode, Goloka. Yet he is present in every nook and corner of his creation by expansion of happy spiritual rays, equal in power to his personal potency of bliss. He is therefore simultaneously personal and impersonal by his inconsiderable potency. Or, he is the oneness of the second, displaying complete unity in a diversity of material and spiritual manifestation. He separates from everything and still nothing is different from him. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to all the assembled devotees. Thank you for being here together. So we're continuing our hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 22, or Chapter 6, Text 22, which is entitled The Purusha Sukta Confirmed. So Shukadeva Goswami is continuing to describe to Maharaj Pariksit the greatness of Krishna, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the verse again today, from that personality of Godhead are generated all the universal globes in the universal form, with all material elements, qualities, and senses, yet he is aloof from such material manifestations, just as the sun is separate from its rays and heat. So we have, last week we have discussed, and other meetings we have discussed, how it is that God is not everything, only just as the cow and the milk of the cow are similar, but they're different at the same time. If we have a cup of milk, we do not have the whole cow in our hand, but the milk is the energy of the cow. So everything is God, everything is the energy of God, everything is the energy of Krishna, but it's not the full manifestation of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada begins the purport that the supreme truth has been ascertained in the previous verse as the Purusha, or Purushottama, the supreme person. So this Srimad Bhagavatam, this Krishna consciousness, is devotion to the personality of Godhead. We accept the statements of Scripture and the statements of pure devotees in the line of Krishna, in disciplic succession from Krishna, who explained to us the revelation of Godhead, that he is a person. Of course, not a person exactly like us, but conscious and intelligent with will, thinking, feeling, and willing. Purusha. Purusha means person. I'm a person, you're a person. I have feelings, I have thoughts, I have plans. You do, we all do. And so does Krishna, so does God. Srila Prabhupada continues, the absolute person is the Ishwara, or the supreme controller. And this Ekpad Vibhuti manifestation of the Lord is just like one of the many mistresses by whom the Lord is not so much attracted. But the region of the Tripad Vibhuti, being pure spiritual manifestation, is more attractive to him. So this is an interesting example that just as a man may have different mistresses or girlfriends, and he may be more attracted to one than another. So this, the point is about differences of attraction, and this energy, this cosmos, the universe, everything that we see, the material energy, the energy which is always changing, it comes and it goes. And then there is the other dimension, the spiritual dimension, the Sanatan Dharma, which is described throughout the Vedic scriptures, which is eternal. So we have the eternal realm beyond this one, which is existing, which has always existed. And then we are here within this. If you divide the whole existence into four parts, so this is the one part is temporary, and then the other three quarters are eternal. The Sanatan Dhamma, Tadam Paramapadam, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that that abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or the moon nor by electricity, and one who goes there never returns. Also, in the 8th chapter, there's a description of that eternal realm, which is Sanatan, eternal. And although even the whole solar system and the sun and the earth will eventually be destroyed, that eternal realm will never be destroyed. Neither will we, as we may remember in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Natva evaham chatunasam natva nemi janali paha, that never was there a time when we did not exist. And never in the future shall we cease to be. So this is our identity, really, that we're eternal, and we're always feeling some fear because we know that it seems as if we're going to lose our existence, and we don't know when. Any day we could die. Today, tonight, tomorrow morning, next year, 10 years, we don't know. And we don't like that because we're eternal. We don't die. Deanosmin yatadehe kamaram yovanam jara tatade antara praptir diras tatra namuyate. That the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, and at the time of death passes to another body. So this is, we are eternal. We are part of the Sanatan energy. But like a fish, isn't it? We are like fish on the beach, and we are burning, and it doesn't feel good. We belong in the water. We belong in the ocean. So we belong, you and I, we belong with Krishna in the eternal water, the eternal ocean, the spiritual ocean of the spiritual realm. That's where we belong. So Krishna, he is not so attracted to this temporary world. It's a place of, it's real, but it's temporary. It's a false place because it doesn't exist forever. So then Srila Prabhupada goes on to describe how everything is created by Krishna, that he impregnates us, tiny spiritual sparks inside this temporary energy, and he manifests everything by his different arrangements. But this whole cosmic manifestation, all the different planets and the stars, the sun, the earth, everything, is again not the original form of Krishna. The original form is the transcendental spiritual body of Krishna himself. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha, Nadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam, that he is Satchidananda Vigraha, the body of God is eternal, made of knowledge and full of joy, full of happiness. And Vainam Kwanantam Aravindadalaya Taksham, he plays a flute, has eyes like lotus petals, and wears a peacock feather. He likes that. Varhavatam Samachitam Buddha Sundaranga. And he has a form, a spiritual body, which is curved, just a curvy kind of body, which is very attractive. So Krishna, he has spiritual body, just like we have a body. So there's spiritual bodies. Why not? Sometimes people, Srila Prabhupada explains that the impersonalists, they find it very difficult to accept that God has a body. There are certain religions in this world where it is blasphemy to say that God has a body. And it's true. To say that God has a nasty body like us with intestines and blood and bones, of course that's offensive. Of course it is. But that doesn't mean that God doesn't have a form. It's a spiritual form. That's all. It's not very complicated. Just like in this world, we see there are tables. There are tables. Some tables are made of wood, some are made of stone, some are made of metal, some are made of plastic. But it's just different. It's just different substances. So the same thing, bodies. So we have this material body, and there's a subtle body, astral body, what people say ghost or jinn body. And then there's a spiritual body made of consciousness, and it has shape. That's all. It has shape. So there's spiritual forms of fruits and flowers and trees and animals and houses, and everything is just made of a different substance. It's made of consciousness, which is eternal. So it's just a matter of understanding and just accepting that. I don't think it's very complicated. But it is amazing that because we compare things to ourselves, don't we? We think, well, my body doesn't last forever, and I can't do amazing magical things, so no one else can. Why not? Just because we can't do something doesn't mean someone else can't do it. And then there can be a problem with jealousy that, someone can have magical powers, and so then we want to cut them down. No, they can't do that. No one can do that because we're jealous sometimes. That's our human thing, emotions. So there are people who are just like we become envious of anyone else. We become envious of God. We don't like the fact that he can do anything and everything whenever he wants, however he wants. There's no difficulties. He has uh, inconceivable wealth and fame and strength. And so sometimes we don't like that. Just like we don't like it if our friend or our next door neighbor has some special wealth or strength or handsome husband or beautiful wife or car or whatever it is. We become a little jealous. We don't like it. Oh, I hope they lose it because we feel resentful, envious. So the same thing happens with God. People feel sometimes resentful, jealous. So they won't say anything nice about God. Of course not. Just like it's such a common thing. Uh, Sometimes we see our neighbor or someone at work, and they have something we want. You know, they're going on a special vacation that we wish we could. They have some jewelry or some clothes. They got a promotion, and we don't like it. And it's hard for us to be friendly with them, isn't it? Something catches our tongue, and we can't say good things to them in the same way because we're feeling some emotional jealousy, hate, actually, resentment. Oh, why? How come they have that and I can't have it? And it catches our tongue. So it's the same thing, nothing complicated with God. People who are jealous of God, who are feeling upset with him, they can't say anything nice about him. Of course not. So really, a lot of atheism has very little to do with philosophy. A lot of atheism and people who don't like to think about God, it has very little to do with philosophy. It has everything to do with feelings. People are upset with him, or they're jealous, or they're just in a bad mood. And that's all it is, mostly, except for a few people, like children. You know, the mother comes and takes something from the child, and the mother says, "I hate you." It's just childish. It's just silly things. So, anyways, so the impersonalist says here takes into consideration the rays of the Lord, which means the energy of the Lord, without any information of the transcendental, eternal form of Krishna. Therefore, Krishna in his supreme personal form with two hands and flute is bewildering. So then Srila Prabhupada quotes this verse from the Brahma Samhita, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavi Tavis, Tavirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabi, Goloka Eva Nivastat Kalilatma Bhuto, Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Vajami. That the Supreme Personality of Godhead Govinda, the one who enlivens the senses of everyone by his personal bodily rays, resides in his transcendental abode called Goloka. Yet he is present in every nook and corner of his creation by expansion of happy spiritual rays, equal in power to his personal potency. So this is Krishna. He is, God means inconceivable, inconceivable abilities. He is therefore simultaneously personal and impersonal. He is one without a second, displaying complete unity and diversity of material and spiritual manifestations. He is separate from everything, and still nothing is different from him. So this is Adbhuta. It's like we have the prayers to Lord Nrsimha, and we say Adbhuta Singam, that you have wondrous opulence. Adbhuta Singam. So this is God. He is amazing, amazing personality. He is with us, uh, and he is present by his energy, and he is also eternally uh, in his own spiritual place. in the spiritual realm. We are never separate from him. So the Maya, who knows one definition for Maya? There's a definition for Maya. What is that?
Energy of the
Hello.
Lord. Energy of the
Energy
Lord.
of the, yep, that's one definition. Another? Anyone remember another definition for Maya?
The shadow of the Lord.
Shadow of the Lord, right? Anything else? Maya is that which is not, right? Illusion.
Yes.
Yes, that which
Yes,
is not.
Prabhuji. Thank you,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
yeah. So, yeah, all of those. So this one, that there's nothing but Krishna, but somehow people are, where's God? Where there's no God. So this is Maya. This is that which is, it's right in front of us, but we're even, isn't it? We're looking for something. How many of us this has happened? We're looking for something and it's there. And oh, where is it? And someone says, oh, it's just there, just there. You don't see it. So uh, Maya, that which is not. And then what is the example? Do you remember Arya Govinda Prabhu? There's a couple of common examples of Maya. Can you think of one?
Krishna and Maya are like sun and the darkness. Wherever Krishna is there, darkness cannot be present.
Yes.
Or yes.
Anyone else remember? What is an example of Maya or illusion that's in the scriptures? The water in the desert, right? Isn't it
Oasis.
that we look and it looks like water? I have seen this. It does. It looks like water, but it's not water. Yes. Or another is in a dream. We're dreaming some wild lion or something is attacking us and we're screaming. Uh, and it seems so real, but it's not. We're just dreaming. So this is Maya, that which is not. So this whole material world is this Maya of separation from Krishna. So then someone says, well, how is that possible? I mean, how is that possible? How it, I don't know. How do we not see the glasses on our head? Sometimes people have glasses on their head and, oh, where are my glasses? Or they're walking around with the car keys, right? You have the car keys in your hand. Where are my car keys? It's in your hand, right? We're carrying many things, and one thing is the car. Where are my keys? They're in your hand. So we're, sometimes we miss God. That's all. We're already missing things. We do miss things. Uh, but of course, it's deeper than that. As the scripture tells us, Ichadveshas samutena dvanva mohena bharata, that we are in this world because we wanted to forget Krishna. We wanted to forget him, to go into a dream world where he doesn't exist. And so we're getting what we want. We get what we want. If we want to remember Krishna, we can feel his presence. We can remember him always. What is that qualification? There's another verse in Brahma Samhita about the qualification for seeing God. What is that thing that we have to see God?
You have to have the qualification.
What is it?
We have to have the qualification, the eyes, having the bhakti in the heart, then Krishna will manifest.
Yeah, we need a special kind of vision. We need special kind of eyes. And what are those eyes?
Premanjana Churita. Meaning,
Yes.
Yes, there it is.
Premanjana
Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena. This prema, this love, which is the same thing in Bhagavad Gita, Bhakjaman Abhijanati Yavanaschatmi Tatvataha, that you can see me only by, if you love me, then you'll see me. If you want to see me, of course, if we don't want to see him, then we won't. And not just that we're imagining. Oh, well, you believe in God, so therefore you're thinking that He is there. No, no, He is there, but we want to see Him, and so then because that's what we want, then He helps us to appreciate. But the love, premanjana, if we're resentful, if we're angry at Krishna, if we have some disagreement with him, or if we're we have a too much enjoying spirit that we want to enjoy separate from Krishna. We want to do whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want. We're too lustful, too greedy for temporary things, too mad after this material world. Then we also will not want to see him, just like a child, right? When I don't know, maybe some of us did some wrong things. You took some biscuits when your mother wasn't looking, right, from the kitchen. So you don't want her to come in the kitchen and catch you. You want her to be somewhere else. So just like that, we want to do whatever we want, and so we don't want God around. Get out of here. Get rid of these scriptures, get rid of these crazy priests and Hare Krishnas. You're bothering me. I want to, do all these things and enjoy this world as much as I can, and it's interfering. So it's nothing philosophical about that. There's nothing very deep or academic about a child not wanting the parents to be around when they're doing some wrong things. It's just childish. Uh, therefore, not just wanting, but also that we are not too passionate um, for enjoying in this material world, and especially not sinful desires, violence, to commit violence for the sake of our own pleasure. And of course, we know there are many people who do, don't they? Either they um, take so much profit and don't pay the employees very much, or they make the prices of things very high so they can have a lot of money and get yachts and big mansions and expensive cars and clothes, and they can enjoy themselves at other people's expense. So that's violence, very inconsiderate, very mean. And there's nothing wrong with someone who works hard having more, but caring for others at the same time. What to say? And then the worst, hurting other living creatures, other humans, abusing them for our greedy, lustful purposes. So that this is violence and sinful, killing animals just so that we can have the taste of their flesh, uh, exploiting, so many horrible things, isn't it? The sex trafficking, women, they are sometimes kidnapped or tricked, and then they're taken some other country and sold on the street, kept prisoners. Horrible, horrible, just ghastly, horrible. And people killing abortion because it's too much botheration. Oh, I don't want to be bothered by this child. Let me get rid of it. It's very cruel and selfish, actually. So such a mentality, and then we're going to understand God. We're going to be interested in spiritual things. So we have to become human. We have to become decent, good people to understand God and appreciate God. We have to be free. More and more of such lower modes of selfishness and we have become very kind, caring souls. So the whole religious life, all the different rules and regulations, they're to help us build character, whether we follow the Bible or the Quran, um, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the regular principles of the Parsis or the Zoroastrians, so many different religious groups, and there's all the different commandments, right? The things that you should do and not do. And the whole point is to develop our good character. That's why. That's all these different things. It doesn't matter the religion. If you read the good qualities that are described, they're the same. It doesn't matter. Old Testament, New Testament, Hinduism, the Quran, all these same good qualities of are there. They're equal. We have to become good like God to appreciate it. We can't be criminal, nasty person, and then we're going to appreciate our Holy Father. It'll be very difficult, even if we want to. So purifying our character is crucial. Premanjana Charita Bhaktivinoda Janena, the love, before love, is becoming a good person. Uh, Anartha Nivritti. So that very important focus. Uh, of course, being a devotee, living as a devotee, chanting God's name and singing and bowing down before Krishna, all of this helps us very much. It is the most important part of becoming, awakening our goodness and uh, uh, the principles of sattva guna, which are given to us in Bhagavad Gita, living a life of charity and kindness and compassion. And in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita are described the spirit qualities of sattva guna, which we should focus upon. We should not think, well, I'm transcendental, I don't need to think about these things. No. Especially household life is a opportunity which is given to um, cultivate sattva guna. Very dutiful, um, very important to study in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. 17th and 18th chapters, they describe what are actions in goodness, passion, or ignorance, what is faith, what is charity, what is work, what is belief, what is knowledge, what are the thinking patterns of ignorance, passion, and goodness, so that we can look at ourselves and see how we're doing, see if we're going up or we're going down. Just like work. Work in the mode of goodness means you work when you're supposed to, how you're supposed to, without regard to whether you win or lose or gain or not, just because you should. This is action in the mode of goodness. And since we're always acting, it is something, it is at every minute something that we can watch In the mode of passion, a person works because they're going to get something. If I do this, I will get something, I will profit. And then in the mode of ignorance, they're just lazy. I don't feel like doing it. It's too much trouble. Something that takes 10 minutes drags on for 3 hours, 3 days, procrastination, no enthusiasm. So this is tamagun. So we want to get rid of that. So we have to push ourselves. It is not some automatic process. It's just God is going to bless us and we're just going to, somehow magically become pure. It doesn't work like that. We have to work. We have to put in effort to purify our heart. And the more we do that, the quicker we will experience the benefits of Krishna consciousness. How am I today? How am I this week? Am I more in the mode of ignorance, more in the mode of passion, more in the mode of goodness even? Of course, we want the mode of goodness, definitely. That will open the door wider and wider to higher realms of spiritual realization and protect us. The more that we are in sattva guna, the less chance of falling down and creating more suffering for ourselves. So sattva guna, Srila Prabhupada writes, as we have discussed before, is the first business of a transcendentalist. He writes this in the Bhagavad Gita. The very first business is coming to sattva guna. Oh, I'm a devotee now, so what do I do? Well, you chant Hare Krishna and follow the regular principles and hear about Krishna so much and worship the deity and cultivate sattva guna. This will separate the men from the boys and the women from the girls, so to speak, in terms of being serious about spiritual life. I need to rid myself of this passion, and then it will make it easier. The less we have the passion and ignorance, the easier it will be to be a devotee. Because, aside from external challenges, the sattva guna is, as Lord Krishna describes, it is light. As Arya Govinda pointed out, where there is Godhead, there's light, and without Godhead, there's darkness. And where Krishna is present, there's light. So we want that light, and that light to begin with is sattva guna, going to Shuddha sattva. Lord Krishna himself, not just Krishna, of course, Krishna, but other scriptures. The same thing is said that those who are low-minded and foolish, they remain foolish. They remain ignorant. We're not an ignorant person who's of a low character is interested in low character things. The more that we cultivate a higher character, the more we will be attracted automatically to Krishna. It is just a matter of Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni. It's a matter of uplifting our, as they say, our vibration. The more we make our vibration of mind and body and the way we live, sattva guna, then we will attract that vibration around us and we will be attracted to that vibration. If we want to become free of attraction to sin, then we need to free ourselves from wanting that. So everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. When Krishna says, Sarvadhamma Priyaja, Mamekam Sharanam Braja, it means, or part of it means, that we read his Gita, we understand his Gita, and actually live it. As I make a joke, I'm reminding myself. I mean, I always have to remind myself I'm no one special. But it's so important. As I mentioned once, it was kind of funny. I was talking to someone from India, and I said, "Oh, so you've read Bhagavad Gita?" And the way he answered, I didn't think he really did. So I said, "You've actually read the whole Gita?" And he said, "No, it's on my grandmother's bookshelf." I said, "Yes, I know Bhagavad Gita." So not like that. No, I mean, so he knew it. Yes, I've seen the words on the book. Yes, I've seen that book. But I've never read it and I'm not living it. I'm not, so we don't want to do that. As Srila Prabhupada said, these books are for you. They're not just for giving out, oh, I've distributed so many books. You know them. You live them. So you can get to that is surrender. You be, as Gandhi said, the best thing that you can do for others is to be the change that we want to be. So, sometimes we get caught up in enthusiasm that, oh, let me just work hard and help spread Krishna consciousness. It is such a wonderful, valuable thing. Let me spread the Harinam, spread the prasadam distribution, and book distribution. And it's good. Of course, that's a wonderful thing. But the more real we are, the more that we are actually living what's inside the books, the better we'll be able to do that. And the more enthusiasm that we'll have. Srila Prabhupada wrote at least 2 letters to the leaders. And he said, we have enough devotees. Now we have to boil the milk, meaning that everyone needs to become thicker, deeper. He did not want, what better service that we can offer his divine grace than becoming strong ourselves? The stronger and better that we are, the more protected will be this ISKCON society. It's one of the best things that we can do sometimes is focus on ourselves. That make sure that we are studying an hour a day, 2 hours a day. We're hearing about Krishna and we're chanting our japa nicely. And we're trying to live Bhagavad Gita hour by hour. That, being guided by Krishna, by Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, what to do, what not to do, what to think, what not to think, like this, living it. So, does that sound good? Does that make sense? Once in 1975, I heard. So all the devotees were there in this Atlanta in America. A big meeting, all the book distributors, and the book distribution was so strong. Millions of books were being distributed. There was so much focus on distributing books. So Srila Prabhupada was there. And so someone asked the question. He said, this devotee asked, what will please you the most? And it's what they call a loaded question, that you're hoping you're going to get a certain answer. So you put the question so you get the answer. And Srila Prabhupada said that you love Krishna. So this is the most important thing. Not how many books, not how many plates of prasadam, not how big donations we're giving, none of that. That what is our devotion? And then everything will come from that, won't it? Yeah. Sometimes we think, well, how can I, or how can the temple, or how can the congregation become more enthusiastic? How can we have more devotees at the temple? Just encourage hearing and chanting. Encourage Krishna consciousness. And then when people become more Krishna conscious, then they'll become more enthusiastic to do seva. You see, or both. We encourage, please, if you can do some seva. But be a devotee. So we'll stop here. Any questions or comments?
Thank you, Prabhuji. When we're discussing about the bodily concept of life, like it's very, very difficult proposition for us to believe that we're not this body. We can understand it by knowledge, but but to really feel that we're not this body, it's a great task. So I mean, How do we achieve that?
We can pray to Krishna, that Krishna, please help me to realize more, especially in this form of Lord Chaitanya Nityananda. We pray for self-realization. That's exactly what we're discussing here, is that something that I didn't appreciate as much as I should have for many years, that there's a difference, of course, between um, theoretical understanding and realized understanding. Not that I'm very realized, but I have made some progress. And of course, there's a difference, as you say. We say we're not this body, but if someone hit me on the head with a broom right now, I'd probably stop talking. Maybe I wouldn't scream as much, but I'd probably stop talking. So, so self-realization. That is such a great desire, that we chant Hare Krishna and we pray to Lord Chaitanya. We pray to Lord Nityananda, please help me realize you. Please help me realize I'm not this body. Not just can I get a better job or can I something, but can I be self-realized? Please help me. Please help me make progress. And in fact, uh, there's a Srila Prabhupada writes, you can find it in this book, Science of Self-Realization. It's from some lecture. But he writes that the easiest means of self-realization is to sit down in front of Panchatattva and chant Hare Krishna with the desire of self-realization. And, I've shared a couple of times. I tried that, and it does work. It works a lot quicker than if you ask for a lot of money. Because Lord Chaitanya, he's just waiting. Lord Chaitanya is just waiting for us to want. So we please God, and we try and please the pure devotees. We should, with the intent, at least sometimes, that may I realize more deeply, and they will arrange. Somehow, Krishna will arrange that we get insight. Without a doubt. Yes, it is. So it's theoretical. And then Krishna will put us in situations, if we want, especially. Um, so it becomes more understood as a fact. But even then, it is a very rare soul, who could tolerate almost anything without any problem. Uh, we can hope not to become too upset and maybe not cry, but it's a very difficult thing to completely be free of the bodily concept of life. But without a doubt, we can make a lot of progress, by sadhana. Is that all right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
And that's the whole point of living. That's what we're saying. Not that every itch we scratch it, not that every time we're a little uncomfortable we immediately grab a pillow, but we try and tolerate a little. I'm not this body. I can wait to eat a half an hour. I can wait an hour to sleep. I'm not this body. So we push. And that's also part of, just see, I can tell this body what to do. But if we're always giving in, every itch, I'm tired, just go and sleep, we will not realize. No. Any other comments or questions?
Hare Krishna,
Austerity.
Prabhuji.
Yes, go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna, thank you. Thank you so much. Nice insight about austerity and tapasya, what we can do. But coming back to the question of Arya Govind Prabhuji, is I know it's very, very difficult because everything we say, my body, my head is hurting, my hands are hurting, my feet are hurting. It's always like that. But we should remember one thing, that Krishna has given us his body to use in his service, right? Now that we have realized that we are the servants of Krishna, we do most of the things, if not all, in accordance with Krishna's will, right? But we have to wash the body, we have to feed the body, we have to rest the body also, right? And another thing is, instead of like taking some money, going to a salon and doing hairstyle and facial and massage or whatever, I take the money, I give it to the temple. This body does not need these extra things. Some people think, no, I need to show up, I need to be glowing all the time, I need to have latest hairstyle, latest clothes, latest shoes, all these things. But that is bodily conception. It's not Krishna consciousness, right? It's not self-realization.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
So here,
yes, automatically, as we become more conscious, then we'll become less interested.
yes.
Yeah,
So all
yeah,
depends on their knowledge. If people get their knowledge, yes, I need a house, I need a job to survive because I cannot just let the body drop dead. I need to do all these things, but there should be a balance. Yes, as you said, we don't just take the pillow as soon as we get a headache. No, we have to
yes,
persevere because we
yeah,
have some responsibility towards Krishna. Because
yes,
suppose
must,
suppose we have to put an offering at a certain time, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and we present, okay, I'm too tired, I just go to bed. So what happens here? Our sadhana is being delayed or not done properly because we just rushed out. So if you think that yes, Krishna has given me his body, I need to take care of the body first. If the body is not here, how can I serve Krishna? So we take into consideration that I need to feed this body, wash his body, cleanse his body, and then engage it in the service of Krishna, alongside it doing my material work, that I need money to survive, I need money to support the temple, the congregation, and everything. So this works together. It is very difficult, Prabhuji, as you said. You go and tell somebody you're not got somebody, they will shoot you unless they have this notion. Thank you, Prabhuji. I just
service,
wanted to
the service attitude. Instead of I'm doing this for my enjoyment, just like a government servant or a military person, I need to stay strong and fit and everything so I can do my job.
Yes.
The focus is my job. And whatever I need to do my job, I do. It's not so complicated. Yeah. But if the government servant gets too caught up in restaurants and hotels and not doing the work, that's not good. That's the idea. Thank you.
Even this me and mine, I mean, the concept of me, even it comes down to when we're doing spiritual activities, also devotional activities. Oh, I'm a better devotee than others. Yeah, see, it's the Maya is so strong that even in the devotional realm, it will pull us
Yes.
that you are a better devotee than others.
Yes. Or I am doing everything instead of what is that? Hankara iti what is that? Ahankara vimudat ma kartaham iti manyate. So the whole thing goes back, as Mataji said, that being aware, reading Bhagavad Gita regularly, so that we can keep our intelligence strong, so that when our mind begins saying silly things, we can cut it down. Just like someone comes in the kitchen and says, "Oh, you cook such a wonderful thing." What? What? I didn't. My body cooked it. What are you talking about? I cooked it. I'm 1/10,000th the size of the. What did I do? Are you in Maya? So
Sometimes, Prabhuji,
if our intelligence is awake, then it will think like that. But as Indulekha was saying, that if our thinking is muddy, then it will be muddy, and we'll start doing things that are not right.
also
So
sometimes we should say, okay, yeah, outside we should not show that kind of we are weak, right? Oh no, this that no. Outside, okay, yes, it's okay. I did it or I did. But inside, we should tell Krishna, it's not me that has done it, Krishna. You know, it's your energy. Because around you, when you're doing temple service, people will see. People say, oh, this Prabhuji, he is running around, he's doing a lot. And like we always praise Kritika Mataji that she is holding this platform for our benefit. But if nobody is there, what are you going to do with the platform? So everybody is together, right? We come together. So that is also good. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Just like last week, I was mentioning about Judd Barrett. So, and there's other self-realized souls in the Srimad Bhagavatam that we can listen to them, and the way they speak inside of someone who's self-realized, which is very helpful. Then we can know how we are doing. Am I thinking like this person or am I not? There are what do you call it? Benchmarks.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like Judd Barrett.
Judd Barrett.
The king was criticizing him and saying so many things. You're so stupid. You're so dumb. You're so weak. Are you okay? He didn't get upset. He wasn't offended. He was just, are you all right? What are you talking about? I'm not thin. I'm not fat. I'm not strong. I'm not what? What? So that's wonderful, because of Krishna consciousness.
Yes, obviously. Just like we have a car, we have a house, we need to keep it clean, and then we don't get attached to it. Yes, it's there, I'm using it, but I'm not attached. If it has to go, it has to go. Right? We don't just throw anything out, but we just try to think in ourselves. Yes, this is a building, it won't last forever. Similarly, my body will not last forever. I use it according to Krishna's will, Krishna's desire. I put Krishna in the center, and whatever I cook, whatever I like. Maharaj Krishna Maharaj was in Kenya, and he was saying one thing which kind of imprinted in my heart. He says, "Give the first day of the week to the Lord." That is, every Sunday you go to temple. Give the first hour of the morning to the Lord. We wake up early, we do japa. I don't do really, as I tell you the truth. And then I give the first hour. Give the first portion of your salary to the Lord, and then give the first plate to the Lord. So if we do that, Krishna will see, and we will see also. And slowly we'll start thinking everything is for Krishna, nothing is for me, and who am I? I'm just a servant. I'm just a soul serving Krishna. The body is going to go sooner or later, like everyone says. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice class today. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra once in glorification of His Grace Dina Sharan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, and the 40 verses ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grace Dina Sharana Prabhuji ki jai, Eldoret Yatra ki jai. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Everyone be well. Remember.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.